Okay guys, we are all done with week 13 and I felt like I had a good amount of things to tell you, so I thought I would make a quick video. Awesome day today. Glad to have everyone back, and I know it was tough not getting a Thanksgiving break. We all felt it, but we are back and we have 2 more weeks. Next week when we come to class on Monday will be week 14, and then that Friday, December 11th, will be week 15, and it will be our Blue Book celebration. So a few things to tell you. First, we started the day with devotions from Proverbs 13. We focused mostly on the first 6 verses and kind of talked about what we felt like God was highlighting for us, what stood out to us, and how we could take that and think about it throughout the day and apply it. So ask your student what stood out to them, because they each shared something. And then I shared what stood out to me and how we could think about that throughout the day. So a great way to start. We did do chapel all together, as I was the family focus with my kiddos. We did that, and then we did devotion outside. So that was nice. Then we went right into logic. Okay, so a couple things with logic. We're doing great. I gave them a couple handouts today, as well as the past couple weeks I've been giving out handouts. I am okay if you are, if they use some of these handouts for the Blue Book. I'm going to leave that totally up to you. But they're kind of just like things that we reference a lot in class that help us be able to do the lesson. But if you're requiring your student to memorize it all, I think that's doable and that's fine. But I did say that I was okay, if you're okay, if they use some of the handouts for Blue Book. Speaking of Blue Book, I did send you all the Blue Book questions. I didn't hear back from all of you, but I want to make sure you got them. And if you had any questions or if you wanted to make any changes, you can let me know. Or if some of the Blue Book questions, I gave them options. If you want to require them to do certain options or let them choose, I guess if you're going to require them, I would need to know ahead of time, or at least they would need to know. And of course, like I said in that email, you are free to show them what's on the Blue Book. So because it's kind of the Blue Book, as you'll look at the questions, it's structured in a way that they're not really studying for it per se, though there are some things that they can look over ahead of time, but it's more just to show how far they've come. And they've done such a good job. They've learned so much in these past 13, will be 15 weeks. And I think that the Blue Book is going to reflect that in a really positive way. Okay, so we went over lessons 30 and 31 in logic today. This week they have lessons 32 to finish. If they didn't finish already, lessons 30 to 32 are this week. But I wanted to point out for week 15, when we come to class next week for week 14, I want to do a big old review with them. I feel like that's only fair. Review the square of opposition, which is kind of like the crux of what we're doing for the Blue Book. But if you look in the guide, they are supposed to continue and do lessons 33 through 36. So this is a lot. Basically, they have 6 lessons to do in the next couple weeks. So I pointed this out to them not couple weeks, just 2 weeks really is all they have. Because remember, next Friday is Blue Book, a week from this Friday. So I pointed this out to them, and I said I would recommend that they don't leave lessons 33 through 36 for week 15, because that will be too much. They should go ahead and get started on those this week. And I will do my best. I don't know how we'll work out, because I want to have a time of review with them, but I will do my best to touch on those subjects. But I don't know how we'll have time on week 15, honestly. So we'll have to see how that goes. But they seem to be doing well. We are wrestling through it together, guys, and usually I'm learning it, and sometimes they're helping me get through it, but we're doing okay. The next thing that we did was Latin. We did a big old T-chart challenge today. Have them look in their Blue Books. We had a 1st place, 2nd place, and 3rd place winner who was able to fill the most of their T-charts in. So they are doing great with that. I was really impressed, but take a look and see where they need to be studying, because that is kind of you see in the Blue Book questions, kind of the crux of what they're doing for Blue Book, but there's some other stuff on there as well. So that was doing good this week, or they're doing good with that. This week they are in the final conjugation for the verbs, and then they are also doing some forms of sum. So they're actually doing 2 lessons, but they're short lessons, lesson 13 and lesson 14. So let me know if you have any questions about that. For debate, we had a really fun debate today. I had found on one of the director pages a packet on General MacArthur and how he was fired by President Truman and what led up to him being fired. And it was very interesting, and some historical facts that I didn't know of what had led to him being fired. And basically they did a debate on whether or not they thought he should have been fired. And they were given a bunch of source text that reminded me very much of mock trial to look at. Once they were divided into their teams, they had some statements from MacArthur himself and how he promised the troops they'd be home for Christmas. They had some statements by the president, and these were all real and historical real statements. And so I thought that was really cool. So they had to study that, and then they had to present. The debate was amazing. They did such a good job. I have some notes that I'll send you, or pictures that I took. They are doing great, taking that Lost Tools format and applying it to debate. Amazing. And really they are getting all of that stuff. So they're doing great with getting, you know, the exordium and the refutation and all of that. And they wanted me to choose a winner. I've been working on giving out some money for our auction. So the winners got $5, and the winning was the negative side, which was the girls. I'll send you a picture because I'm blanking out on which girls, but anyway, then we had, they also got money for the prize winners for Latin, also got money. Then we had exposition. A lot of us were not able to finish the Tanglewood Tales story. It's a good book, and I think our discussion today inspired some of them to finish reading it, including myself. I still have a little bit left to go. But from what we did read, Arden was able to actually lead us today in some discussion questions. And I asked her to lead us because she had the questions from the book that I didn't have. And also she loved this book and really enjoyed it. So it was neat to have her lead it and ask us some really deep questions. And we ended up having some really deep conversation. And Jada shared with us about the recent loss of a friend of theirs. And we were able to just, it felt like we were just having Bible study, just encouraging each other and speaking scripture over each other. And they were really encouraging each other, and it wasn't all coming from me. So it was a really sweet moment that really, I think really touched my heart a lot. So that was exposition. They are moving on until essay number 7. I want to explain this to us because it's a little bit different from the guide. We will be doing Annie chart this week, outline next week, and then for the blue book, they will bring their essay 7 outline and write their essay in class. We did this last year for Challenge A. So if you were with me for that, you know how it went. And I'll have checklists for them for the essay 7, and they will just write it in class. We've never done essay 7 before, so this is a brand new. This week they are on invention, which is Annie chart week. So of the 5 common topics, now they have done definition, circumstance, comparisons 1 and 2, and now we're working on the 5 common topic of relationship. So you will see it in the student workbook. It walks them through how to do this. It is on pages 79 and 80 of the student workbook. So we did this in class, though we did have to do it kind of quickly. I think they really understood it, and it's kind of fun. So check that out, and remember you have the teacher guide and the videos if you have any questions on how to do that. So they're going to bring to class next week their Annie chart and their issue from Tanglewood Tales, and their packet that they've worked through, hopefully, on all of those. They're really supposed to be doing all of the past common topic worksheets too. So if you're requiring them to do that, that is what the guide is saying to do. So that was exposition. Then we had our research papers that we presented. They're doing great with those. This week they are working on a paper for Stephen Hawking, and that's a regular 5-paragraph essay for him. They have been assigned, if you look for week 15, they have a shoebox assignment. Everything you need to know is in the back of the guide in the appendix section, but they have been assigned. Each of them has 2, except for Elena, who only has 1. Now, these were assigned totally at random. So I just drew names, and whatever name I got, that was the astronomer. So it is a secret. They don't know who each other has, because they're supposed to design these shoe boxes so that their fellow classmates can guess which scientist it represents. For debate, I forgot to say this, they are finishing their American Experience book this week with the speeches of Ronald Reagan and Martin Luther King. In the guide, they are assigned to do a 1 to 2 minute portion from either speech. They can pick a Reagan or King, whatever stands out to them. It should just be around 1 to 2 minutes, memorized if possible, and presented in class next week. I am sad to say we did not get to math again this week. I apologize that I keep running out of time. They were so into the debate today that we did take up some extra time, but I was just so encouraged by their enthusiasm that it's hard for me to make them stop. So we did go over on those strands, and so we didn't do as much math. We didn't do any math. Okay, I think that is it. I think I covered everything. We are, again, meeting for Blue Book. It is going to be a full day. I sent you the schedule. We do need to get going at 8:30. And then I believe we were going till 3:30 or 4 because of the auction. So let me know if you have any conflicts of schedules with that. And then I'm also looking for a mom who would be willing, or dad, who would be willing to bring lunch for us. We want to eat lunch with the Challenge 1 class. They're doing Chipotle. I believe you can do all of the ordering online, and so somebody would just need to go pick it up for us. You can even pay online too, I believe. So if you'd be willing to do that, if not, and nobody's into it, then we can just bring our lunch and celebrate after with the auction, and that will be fine too. So just let me know if anyone would be willing to do that. I think that's all I had to tell you. Sorry I'm talking fast. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Awesome day. We're thinking about Kate and praying that everything is okay with her ankle. Text me this week, guys, if you have any questions. All right. Love y'all. Bye.